have y'all ever heard of the Indian Pioneer Papers? When the WPA came in and did work, supplemental work program here, in some places they built bridges, in some places they built gyms, some places they built spillways. In Oklahoma, they did something priceless. They interviewed the old people. That collection is maintained at the Western History Collection at the University of Oklahoma. They allowed me full access to search it by keyword. Many of these stories come from the Western History Collection. They are priceless. I strongly recommend that you go online or go up there to see how many times your family name is mentioned in the Indian Pioneer Papers. I'm there twice, once as a Godwin and once as a Dutton. Another story from the Indian Pioneer Papers. Robert Lee Irwin was born in 1869 in Giles County, Tennessee. The family moved to Texas when Robert was only 4 years old and began farming. Young Robert did not like to farm, and as soon as he was big enough to make it on his own, he lit out to be a cowboy in Indian Territory. This is his story. When I was 16 years old, I ran away from home and came to Indian Territory in 1885. I rode a pony, which was all I had in the whole world. The first night, I stayed at the old Spanish fort on the Texas side of Red River. I had no money to cross the ferry, so I waited until a man came along with a team and a wagon, and I hid in the back and crossed the ferry with him. I then came north to a place called Suggs Ranch, and I stayed there all night, and from there I rode on north, and I stayed at Joe Copeland's place, and from there I went further north until I came to Elm Springs on the Wichita River. I rode down this river bottom, which was beautiful, with lots of Indian corn and fat cattle. That evening I met my first Indian. I said, "Hello, John," and to my surprise he said, "Good evening, sir," in as good a English as any white man could talk. Robert Lee did not live here long. He took work punching cattle for Sam Garvin near Paul's Valley, and then he headed west and north. In 1891, he settled at Fort Supply in what is now Woodward County, Oklahoma. He married Carrie Rechstew in 1895, and they made their way to Woodward, where they lived for 65 years when Robert Lee died in 1955. Both he and Carrie are buried in Woodward.